What's up, folks? Checking in. It's about 7:30 in the morning on Friday, August 2nd, and we are on our way to Sturgis at this point. We just stopped for breakfast in Clyde, Texas. There was a sign for IHOP, so we thought we would just stop and have IHOP, but unfortunately IHOP in Clyde, Texas was closed at 7 a.m. for some unknown reason. So there was a Burger King on the other side of the gas station, so we just had a croissant, sausage croissant, which wasn't too bad, but would have rather had an omelet. Anyway, we've already put about 100 miles behind us. We left Bluffdale about 5 a.m. this morning under cover of the night. It was nice. We're trying to beat some of the heat. Our goal is to get to Dumas, Texas today, which is just a little north of Amarillo, and we're going to stop by Palo Duro Canyon on the way. I've never been to that, so it should be fun to check out. I don't think Des has been either. But anyway, yeah, we're two up, loaded for bear. We got the leathers for the cold weather. We got the rain gear. Luckily, we didn't have to bring all our camping stuff. We're staying with our good friends Mario and Donna, so hadn't seen them in about a year and a half, I think, maybe 2 years. So really looking forward to seeing everybody, looking forward to getting back up to the Black Hills and seeing the spectacle that is Sturgis. It's always a good time. So anyway, just checking in. We got about another, I think, 60 miles of interstate here, and then we're going to get on, probably going to transition over to Highway 84. I think that's in Snyder, Texas. And again, just trying to get up to the Palo Duro Canyon. Looks like we should be there around noon or so, depending on how much we stop. And just going to do the loop there and check out some of the overlooks. But anyway, I won't bore you with what we're doing now. We're just droning along the interstate, which I like to refer to that as a commuter part of the trip, which is never fun, but you gotta do it to get to where you're going. So anyway, with that, I guess we'll let you go and probably check back in at the canyon. See you there. All right, we just left Palo Duro Canyon. Forgot to turn the GoPro on and see anything, but there wasn't a whole bunch anyway. We popped in, went to the first scenic overlook, got out, looked at it. It was pretty awesome, you know, just like any scenic view like that. But yeah, it was definitely pretty cool. But it's 1:15. We're already hot as hell. We've already done, let's see, 414 miles today. And we just kind of made an executive decision to get on up to Dumas to the hotel where we could cool off. So we didn't do the whole loop. We got a little flavor, and that was awesome. But quite honestly, we just decided to nix the ride around the scenic overlook loop. We talked to the ranger at the station, and she said it took about 45 minutes to do it, and honestly didn't feel like popping on and off the bike 10 times and wasting 45 minutes. So unfortunately didn't get any footage, but I'll have some pictures. Maybe I can put them in the video at some point. So we're headed back to what is it, 27, I guess. I think it is 27. We're south of Amarillo, like I said, at Palo Duro Canyon, so headed to Amarillo. We're going to blow through there and head on up to Dumas. Hey, what's going on, folks? Day 2 of Sturgis 2024. It is currently 5:18 a.m. August 3rd. We just had our first gas stop. We just we're blasting through Dumas, Texas right now. That's where we stayed last night. Got some good grub at 287 Roadhouse. Got a good night's sleep and got up at 4 o'clock this morning to hit the road again and try to beat the heat. It was actually cool enough this morning. We both got our jackets on, both me and Des do. It was 71 when we woke up, which is not exactly cool or cold, but on the bike it is, for me anyway. So we're geared up this morning. I checked the radar. It looks like we're in the clear, other than a small patch of rain in Lamar, Colorado is passing through. It was not very big, but it was crossing 287 this morning, so hopefully it'll be gone by the time we pass through there in an hour and a half or so. And luckily it was all green and no real yellow, just kind of green with no yellow or red, so hopefully that means it's just a shower passing through. But anyway, just checking in. Like I said, we're trying to beat the heat again, so probably got an hour or so before sunrise. And then you know, finally around 9 or 10 we'll start feeling some heat. But yesterday we were already to Dumas from Bluffdale by 2:30, so that was kind of nice. It got super hot after lunch, but we were able to dodge most of it. So anyway, like I said, just checking in from Dawn Patrol, and we're headed north on 287 up into Colorado. Should be in Oklahoma probably within an hour. It's about 50 miles from Dumas to the Oklahoma state line, and then I think the Colorado line is 50 miles or so across the Oklahoma Panhandle. So we will check in later in the day. We don't really have any points of interest planned for today, just trying to get to Cheyenne, staying there tonight, so don't know that there'll be many more video updates today, but either way we'll catch you on the next one. Bye. All right, well, we just left Cheyenne, stayed there last night, stayed at the Sand Motel. That was kind of a unique experience. It's right across from the Eagle's Nest. Eagle's Nest is kind of a little biker bar, but wasn't too many bikes there last night, just a couple. It was actually surprisingly empty for, you know, the weekend of Sturgis opening. But anyway, we left there and go up I-25 about 2 or 3 miles, and then take a right on US 85 North, which is going to carry us up to the Sturgis area. I think we get on, I can't remember, maybe 385. I can't remember how we're going to cut across through Deadwood, but anyway, get out of Cheyenne, and yeah, you get up here and it's basically just nothing but open country up here. Grasslands, you know, pasture, whatever you want to call it, on either side. Usually there's a ton of antelope up here. We see a bunch of them on the way. You kind of really don't notice them at first, and then when you notice one, you can't stop seeing them. They're all over the place. But yeah, just kind of big open fields up here. But anyway, it'll be like this for a while. I think our first stop will be Torrington. Not stop, but first little town we come to is Thorington or Torrington, and then Lusk. Then I think Newcastle is kind of where you really start getting into the, you know, the woods and the Black Hills and all that. So anyway, just trucking along, open road, open land, and we'll be doing the same thing for about the next 70-80 miles till we get to Torrington. So anyway, that's it for now. I'm sure we'll be checking back in again throughout the day, because we will be getting to Sturgis today. Our goal is to make our friends Mario and Donna's house by 4 o'clock this afternoon. They're doing a barbecue, so we want to be there for that. And actually, we're staying with them this week, so it's going to be awesome. We get to see them. Hadn't seen them in a couple of years. So anyway, yeah, we'll tap out and check back in when we see anything interesting. I'm sure the traffic is going to build the closer we get to Sturgis, because you know, typically there's a lot of bikes on this road coming up from Cheyenne and parts beyond. But we'll see how it goes and how the traffic flows. So talk to you here in a bit. All right, so it is 12 o'clock, actually 12:04 specifically, and we just did our last gas stop in Newcastle, which I believe is about 50 miles from Sturgis. We're still heading north on, I believe this is still 85, and when you come through Newcastle, that's kind of when the landscape changes. You know, you change over from all the vast, massive grasslands of Wyoming to the Black Hills and the forest area up here. So obviously there's bikes everywhere, because we're only 50 miles or so from Sturgis, and man, you can just see the scenery is already changing, so that's awesome. Seen plenty of bikes. The last gas stop was covered up, man. There were hundreds of bikes there. Probably should have got some footage there, but I didn't think about it. But yeah, it's been a great ride so far. We've stayed dry the whole way. It was a little cool when we first left this morning, but we got out of the jackets pretty quick after about 30-45 minutes, and just been riding in a shirt and jeans since then. So it's been fun. Looking forward to getting there. We are at, let's see, 1,243 miles into this trip so far, from when we left Bluffdale. So another 50-60 miles to go. We're gonna get to Sturgis. I think we're gonna go downtown, have a couple of beers, check out some of the vendors, and then be at Mario and Donna's by 4 o'clock for the big barbecue. So anyway, just checking in. I wanted to show you some of this scenery, man. It's awesome up here. If you've never been up here, I highly recommend it, especially if you like motorcycles, because the roads are great. And this is kind of tame here, but it gets really good when you hit Iron Mountain Highway going to Rushmore, and then Needles Highway going to Custer State Park, and it's just some really awesome roads and scenery for that matter too. So That's it for this episode. I guess we'll tap out and check back in here when we get closer to Sturgis or see something interesting. Actually, I think we're going through Deadwood on the way, so we'll probably stop there for a minute too, not sure. But anyway, to be continued. All right, we're back. We are closer to Sturgis. We're still on US Highway 85, but I figured I'd film a little bit of this. This is where some of the curves and stuff gets pretty good. This is really a great ride into Sturgis. I can't believe it's not more crowded. We've seen a lot of bikes going southbound, so I don't know if they are leaving or just out riding today or what. But been a lot of bikes headed the other direction, and we hadn't seen too many going this way. This whole area up here is just fascinating to me. There's so much stuff going on. You know, the riding's great, which is what kind of draws everybody here, but you also got Mount Rushmore, Crazy Horse, Devil's Tower, the Badlands, all these, you know, scenic landmarks in the area. But the riding's what's really great. And this, you know, this is a US highway, so it's curvy, but it's not real technical like Needles Highway or Iron Mountain Road. Those are probably my two favorites up here. Spearfish Canyon, I can't remember if it's called Spearfish Canyon Drive or Road or whatever, but that highway is really good too. But really just enjoying the fact that we kind of got this to ourselves right now. But I'd really just like this whole area up here. It's nice, and it gets hot, but right now it's not like Texas hot, if that makes sense. Again, we're in a t-shirt, had to lose the jackets, but it's still not scorched earth like it is at home and down south. I think we're about 30 or 35 miles from Sturgis at this point, so not too far. But like I said in the earlier post, when you leave Newcastle, the whole environment kind of changes, or the landscape I should say, and you just start getting into the woods, into the forest, and it's just, the roads get a lot curvier and it's a lot more fun to ride. Kind of wishing I was on my Ducati up here. This would be a lot of fun, but I don't think I'd be able to take riding it 1,200 miles. Plus you couldn't carry anything if it won't fit in a small tank bag, so either be washing clothes every day or buying clothes, I guess. But it sure would be fun once you got here though. Yeah, Project 124 has done great on the ride so far. This is the first, I guess really the first big overnight trip me and Des have done on it. We've done some stuff around Texas, like down to Bandera to see our friends Christine and Michael and stay with them. But that's, you know, really, if you're only riding 300 miles, is that really considered long distance? Not really, for me anyway. But this trip, we've done 500 miles back to back. Today's only going to be around 300, I think, by the time we get done. But the bike handled great. Like I said, that's the first big trip we've done since I built the motor, and no issues, no hiccups, no anything. Just chugging along, being the torque monster that it is. But this is the first trip also we've had it completely loaded down. We had all our leather, well, in Desi's case, she brought her chaps and jacket and rain suit. I brought my Darien suit, which is a Gore-Tex jacket and pants. I brought tools. I always carry my tool roll. I carry an air compressor, tire plug kit, jump start kit, and then we had our 2 suitcases full of clothes and toiletries in the tour pack. And then I actually am trying a new piece of gear. I bought it last year. I actually might have bought it a couple of years ago, but it's actually the Harley brand. I forget what it's called. I think it's called like the Onyx Tour Pack luggage. It fits on top of the rack, and it's a pretty nice piece. It's got some convenient pockets on it. It's only supposed to hold 10 pounds of gear because you don't want to get too much weight in the tour pack anyway. I think the tour pack's rated for 30, and the rack on top of it says 10, so I guess technically we're 10 over, right, if we're 40 pounds total up there. But anyway, it hasn't seemed to affect the handling too much. It handles great, and we're actually going to be losing a little bit of weight on this trip, because what I do, I can't remember if I mentioned it before or not, but on a lot of these trips I always take my worn out underwear and socks and wear them one time and throw them away. So that way it makes room for buying t-shirts or memorabilia or whatever while we're on a trip. And plus I don't have to keep up with dirty clothes that way, so it makes it nice. Boy, these guys are coming around pretty quick. Look like an Indian in a street glide back there. I guess we got some king of the baggers going on. Yeah, 85. I remember the first time I rode this was in 06. Me and a buddy of mine came up here just kind of on a whim. We decided, okay, we've never been to Sturgis, let's go. So that was the 06 trip. And then when we left here, we took Highway 12 over to Yellowstone to see that. And through the Bighorn Mountains, that's awesome over there too. It's just, I like being in elevation. It's a lot of fun compared to being at home in Flatistan where you don't have anything. But I just remember it was such an eye-opener coming up here, seeing it the first time, and now this is my 7th trip back since 2006. So I guess, what is that, 18, 16, yeah, 7 trips in 18 years or something like that. This is Dez's 3rd too. We were up here 15, 17, and then now. So this is her 3rd trip. But it just really never gets old. I enjoy it every time. I enjoy the riding, I enjoy the scenery, and then of course the people watching. You are at the biggest bike rally in the world, so you get to see a lot of different personalities, shall we say. And of course Dez is with me now, or I'd probably be moving at a little faster pace. I like going through the curves pretty good, but I don't want to make Des skittish or anything. She doesn't mind going fast, but it's not her favorite thing. And of course we are on a Harley touring bike, so I guess they're not supposed to go fast, but quite honestly I've found that riding a slow bike fast is a lot more fun than riding a fast bike fast. I don't know if that sounded right or made sense, but if you know, you know, I guess. Alright, well, I guess I can tap out now. You're going to be seeing more of the same for a little bit, and then I think we're going to roll into Deadwood here in a little while. I'm not sure how far away we are, but when we get there, I'm sure it's going to be a huge scene. We're probably going to stop, have an adult beverage, maybe find something to eat. Actually, not find something to eat because we're going to the barbecue at 4. But definitely probably stop and grab a beer, get off the bike for a little while, and rest our butts. So we will catch back up at Deadwood. Alright folks, we are in Deadwood. Just pulled up here, and it's actually quieter than I thought it would be, believe it or not. A bunch of bikes, but not many on the road. I mean, compared to what I've usually seen here. A lot of times you come here and it's just parade speed because all the bikes are out. But I think we will come down here to Main Street, see if we can find somewhere to park and maybe get a beverage somewhere. Yeah, I think we need to be over one street. So we'll try to get over there. I think if we stay this way, I think we can turn back onto Main Street, and that's where all the action is. Spots are taken. That's probably why people are in the pay spots down at the other end, north end, I guess. I think we're headed south. Alright, we're gonna find somewhere to park and then go walk around. Be back in a bit. Alright, well, we made it to Sturgis yesterday. Didn't roll any video, just got to Mario and Donna's and had a good time chilling out with them last night, having a few beverages in the garage. But today we're riding over to Devil's Tower, so we're riding back over west into Wyoming and gonna go see Devil's Tower. So it's been a minute since I laid eyes on it. I think 2017 was the last time, so looking forward to that. Basically riding in the pack. Got Mario in the lead, then Donna right behind him, then Arlie, then John, then Corey, and his wife, and then John is right in front of me, and Tom and Donna are right behind us. So got a pretty good group headed over to Devil's Tower. We just gassed up. Actually had my first kind of little mechanical glitch of the trip. My tire was low this morning, which obviously we're in colder temperatures, so you get a little tire fluctuation, but it was about 9 pounds low, which I thought was a little more than noise level, so I topped it off when we stopped for gas. Back up to about 40 pounds. Actually, I think I put 37 in it because we had to run a mile or two to get gas, so the tire was a little warm, but I run mine at 40 cold in the rear, and then the front 36 cold. So anyway, got that taken care of. Hopefully it was just a temperature fluctuation causing it to drop, and I hadn't picked up a nail or anything. I didn't see anything when I looked at the tire, but I was kind of in a hurry, so I didn't look real close. Anyway, yeah, so we're rolling over to Devil's Tower and just checking in right now, and I will be checking back in when we get closer, when we get Devil's Tower in sight. I think we're stopping at a couple other places too, but not really sure what the exact agenda is for today, but so far so good. Talk to you in a bit. All right, we just left Hewlett, Wyoming, headed towards Devil's Tower. You can just barely see the crown of Devil's Tower right there above the trees. So when we come around the curve, maybe we'll be able to see it a little better. We're probably about 10 miles away. It's just barely peeking out from behind the trees there. Let's see how far away we are. Okay, 8.5 miles away, so a little closer than I thought. There you go, you can see it through the little valley right there in the trees. I don't know if it's easy to see with this GoPro or not because it's kind of far off, but yeah, so we had a pretty good ride. We stopped at Stonehouse Saloon. That's right across the Wyoming line. Pretty cool. They had a nice band there. Had some pretty fun. They had like a air cannon shooting water bottles at a, shall we say, politically motivated target. I'll leave it at that. Maybe I'll post a picture of that. I'm not sure. It was definitely interesting to say the least. But that was a lot of fun. Me and Arlie and Dez all shot it. Dez actually hit the target, and we missed. I think Arlie shot over. I think I did too. Okay, this guy's in a hurry, isn't he? But yeah, anyway, it was kind of cool. And so we left there. We stopped in, or no, excuse me, I already said it. We stopped in Hewlett, grabbed a bite to eat there, had bacon burgers and chips, a couple of beers, and then left there, headed towards Devil's Tower. So hoping we can see it when we come around this curve right here. I just wanted to get a shot from the distance because it definitely towers over everything in this area. There it is. I knew we were going to see it here at some point. That's awesome. Almost looks cartoonish, doesn't it? Just straight up into the air. Pretty awesome to see. Of course, we're going to go in and park and get out and look around. You can walk right up to it. A lot of times people are climbing this thing too. They have, I guess you can get a permit and actually do rock climbing on the thing. That's not really something I'm interested in at all. But anyway, yeah, it definitely looks cool. And this is the first time we've been here since 2017. Last time me and Dez were here, because when I came to Sturgis in 22, I didn't ride over here. It was just a solo trip and just kind of in and out of Sturgis to see Mario and Donna, so didn't really see the come over and see the tower. So definitely cool to get back over here and check it out. We'll pull in and take some more pics, but we're about 5 miles away, so I'll sign out now and maybe come back on when we get a better view. All right, pulling into Devil's Tower. A little better view on this side. I guess the previous footage kind of had the different view. Nice. See, a lot of folks always stop out here to get a picture because you don't have to pay to get in, but I can't remember what it costs. I think it's pretty cheap, but yeah, there's a ton of angles to look at it. Wow. It was very overcast this morning. It's turned into a beautiful day. I actually had to lose the jacket and put the sunscreen on. So yeah, we're gonna park right here. Actually, I say we're gonna pay to go in. I guess we're not. We usually just park right here. When me and Des were here, we paid to go in where we could take better pictures. But you know, you get so close to it, then you're just looking straight up, so it's hard to see. All right. Find somewhere to park here. Yeah, this will be perfect right here. How about that? Nice. All right, we're done. All right, we are rolling back into Sturgis from Devil's Tower, coming in on, I think this is 34. Fixing to be at the intersection of I-90 up here, but we'll probably get on I-90. I'm not sure if we're going to Sturgis downtown to eat or what the plan is. They had talked about that earlier, so I guess we'll see when we get to 90. If we are going to Mario and Donna's house, we'll take a ride up here, but I guess we'll see what's going on once we get up here. It's been a nice day today. Tons of bikes, tons of people, but it hadn't been overly crowded in terms of traffic. Of course, you know, now that we're approaching Sturgis, this is where the epicenter is, and it's always a cluster here, so we'll see how this goes. I'm kind of in the middle of the pack. I think we got 7 bikes here. That's Mario and Donna in front of me. Arlie's right here beside me on the trike. And then Tom and Donna. Actually, there goes Al. I guess he's got to get some gas or something. And John is back there on the Ultra Classic. So not sure where Al's going, but obviously he had to go somewhere. Oh, we are turning. Okay, so we're going back to Mario and Donna's house, I think. Yeah, here we go. All right. Nice. At least we get to avoid all that cluster downtown. But we'll try to get some footage of that later tonight if we go over there and eat. I'm not sure what we're doing. Anyway, I guess I'll tap out for now. Sounds like we're headed back to Tranquility Base, and we'll figure out what we're doing and catch up later. We just left Mario and Donna's. We're going to Sturgis downtown to find something to eat. I think we're going to eat at the Knuckle Saloon. Apparently there's some kind of, I guess, proper restaurant inside there, so maybe we can dodge the quote-unquote street food or rally food. So we're doing that. I just turned the GoPro on, figured we could get some footage rolling into Sturgis. Here's the world famous Sturgis sign right there. I got to come back and get a pic in front of that later tonight. Everybody gets a pic there. That's pretty awesome. Not too crowded now. Sometimes it's 20 or 30 bikes deep with people waiting. So luckily Mario and Donna's house is not that far away, so we'll probably try to come down here and, you know, capture it in the morning before everybody gets up. But yeah, this is, I forget the name of this street, but I think we're going over to Lozelle Street, which is kind of where everything is. It's kind of the main drag, even though Main Street is adjacent to it, but Lozelle is where all the vendors are. I think that's actually Highway 34, maybe. And it doesn't seem like it now, but I'm sure it'll be slammed when we get on Main Street. It always is. So that's where Donnie's Brick is, right over there on that sidewalk. Yeah, Double D's Bricks over there. We'll have to go find it here in a minute. I don't know if I can squeeze in there, you think? Alright, pop off. Yeah. Awesome. All right, Sturgis downtown. About 9:15, 9:20 on Monday night. We just got through eating at the Knuckle. It was pretty good. And then we watched the last couple of songs of an AC/DC cover band that was really kick-ass. They did a couple of Bon Scott songs. It was great. We are finally on the road. Sturgis 2024 day, what is this, 5? Yes, Tuesday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, day 5. We're on Nemo Road. We're headed to Crazy Horse and Rushmore today. We got a late start. It's a little after, yes, 11:47 right now. That's Arlie in front of me on Mario's Heritage Softail, and Mario in front of him. And we are, dang, we got a little parade going on here. That's interesting. But anyway, yeah, we're on the way down there. We had some trouble this morning, both me and Arlie. I had a low pressure light on my rear tire, so I got to looking and I had a sheet metal screw in it, so that was fun. I had to pull that, plug it. Luckily it's holding air, so we're going to see how it goes for the next couple of days, and if it keeps leaking I'll probably replace it before we go home. I really hate to, because I just bought a tire before this trip knowing when I got back it was going to be about time. I'm going to have around 11 or 12,000 miles on this tire when I get home, and I typically get about 15,000 miles out of these American Elite rear tires, Dunlops. So I was trying to stretch it a little bit, and unfortunately got a screw in there that may force my hand, but we'll see how it goes. So far it's holding up great. So got all that taken care of. We got ready to leave on our ride. Well, actually we went and ate breakfast at the Lutheran church first, then came back to Mario's and Arlie's bike wouldn't start. The trike would not start. So we got to troubleshooting it, and it ended up being in the switch, and Arlie had noticed it before. It happened once or twice before, but this time it just wouldn't start at all. So we took the switch apart, and we had a voltmeter, and we figured out we had 12 volts to the switch. And on these newer bikes, it actually has a circuit board in there, and when you flip the plastic switch on the handlebar, it presses a, for lack of a better term, kind of like a rubber stem that activates something on the circuit board. So we're thinking it's in the circuit board. We're not sure, but for whatever reason it wouldn't work. We put it together. We got it to work manually, pressing the rubber peg, but when we fired that up and test rode it, then the service engine light came on later, so I'm not really sure what's going on with that. But anyway, we're going to try to find a switch today at one of the Harley dealerships and get it replaced. If not, we can order one and have it before Harley goes back to Texas. Anyway, short story long, that's what happened this morning. So we're getting a late start. Donna, John, Tom, and Donna number 2 all took off earlier, so we're going to try to rendezvous with them somewhere down here around Crazy Horse or Rushmore, I think is the plan. So anyway, just enjoying the ride now that we're back on the road. Luckily Mario had a spare bike for Arlie to ride, which is awesome. And yeah, so out having some fun now. So we'll catch up with the guys. But yeah, the scenery here is great, man. Obviously these are nice curvy roads in the Black Hills and a lot of fun. Rolling through Hill City, South Dakota on the way to Crazy Horse. A lot of bikes here, kind of like being in Sturgis downtown, kind of the same setup. But a lot of people over here, I guess because you're so close to Crazy Horse, and then Rushmore's down the road, so trying to keep the pack together here. We just met up with Donna, Tom, and Donna number 2, and Al and John, because when we were working on Arlie's bike, they went ahead and left this morning, and we caught them at the restaurant here. I think it was called the Bumping Buffalo or something like that. Pretty decent burger. All right. One lesson we've learned up here is, especially in Sturgis, I'm not sure if it's as bad here in Hill City, but when you come to a stop, if you don't put your foot down, even if you come to a stop, if you don't put your foot down, you're prone to getting a ticket if you're spotted by law enforcement. So something that might be help you out one day. All right, out of town. And I think Crazy Horse is about, oops, sorry, wipe my face off. I think Crazy Horse is about 10 to 12 miles maybe. I'm not sure. I don't think we're not going to go in, see the museum, or do any of that. I think we're going to do a quick flyby and take a look. Last time I saw it was 2017, so was that 7 years ago? And I've heard you can kind of see the hand now. If you know what Crazy Horse looks like, it's him sitting on a horse pointing out over the land, and I heard you can kind of see some of the hand where they blasted away some of the granite. So we'll see what that looks like. So we are arriving at Crazy Horse. We're gonna go up and take a look. Oh, we're just gonna go over here and take a look. Okay, cool. Haven't been over here yet. I didn't know this was an option, but luckily Donna and Mario know what we're doing, so that's cool. Okay, I am not really sure what we're doing. Parking here apparently. Take a couple pics. Yeah. Exactly. So we are rolling down 89 north, I believe. We just left Crazy Horse. Didn't really go up to it. We just stopped at the entrance and took some pictures, so didn't really get any GoPro footage of that. I took a couple of pictures I'll post. But we left there, went south on 385, then turned north on 89, and I believe this is going to carry us back to Needles Highway. And then we're going to go down and do the Custer Wildlife Loop, and then come back up to Mount Rushmore and do the Iron Mountain Road to Mount Rushmore. So, but this road is pretty cool. Obviously you got a lot of woods, there's a lot of curbs, a lot of bikes, so everything's rolling pretty slow. But figured I'd capture some footage of this. Man, it's just hard to take a bad turn up here because the roads are outstanding everywhere. It's kind of, I mean, not the same scenery, but the roads remind me of Northwest Arkansas. When you get up in the Ozarks, man, the roads are all curvy and nice. And even when you take a wrong turn, it usually ends up being a fun ride. I'd really like to come up here when it wasn't the rally and, ride these roads at a good clip. That would be a lot of fun. But with the rally going on, there's just so many bikes, you can't even do the speed limit in a lot of places because it's really more like parade speed from all the traffic. But we knew that when we came up here. Still cool to get out and see all the sights and take it all in. was tracking this on my CarPlay here, but looks like my map's fading out because there's no signal down here. I think I've got like a half a bar or 1 bar, so the map's not refreshing. Yeah, I love these curves, man. I wish we had stuff like this in Texas. I guess technically we do if you get down to the hill country and the Three Sisters and, you know, Highway 16 around Bandera, Medina, all that, but it is still not as widespread as it is up here. These roads are just great all over the place. Obviously, that's why you see so many bikes up here, because the riding's great, scenery's great, a lot of history. But we ended up doing this ride today after the rain got out here, because the forecast is calling for rain later in the week. So this is one of the rides me and Des definitely wanted to do, so everybody indulged us and came along on it. And we want to check the box, so in case we get rained out, I mean, not that we don't ride in the rain, but again, it's a lot more fun to do it in the dry, especially on these curves. Got a lot more traction. Everybody talks about Needles Highway and Iron Mountain Road being the premier roads up here, and they are, but this road is actually pretty fun too. Alright, where are we at? Sylvan Lake Lodge. Alright, taking a right. Oh, that says 89. I said 87 earlier, I'm sorry. This is 87. Okay, I got them mixed up. Oh yeah, we got to go through the park, so you typically have to pay to go in the park.
Where would you like me to put it? Here or here?
That's fine. Right here is fine.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's good for 7 days.
Okay.
Just point at it when you go through another booth.
Okay.
Alright?
Alrighty.
Now flag you on through.
All right. Thank you. Did you? Oh, it's 20 bucks. Okay, gotcha. All right, rolling up on the tunnel here. First tunnel on Needles Highway. All right. Thank you. Threading the needle. Yeah, that was cool. Hopefully the traffic will move a little quicker now that the bottleneck's out of the way. Well, maybe not. Oh yeah. Now these switchbacks, getting some good footage of our whole crew here, instead of just who's in front of me. Nice. another stop and go. And we're here on the back of the hill. I think this guy sees me though. I can't remember if there's another pass through or what's going on down here. Maybe there's another tunnel. Iron Creek Tunnel. Well, we are in Custer State Park and we're rolling on the wildlife loop. The last time that I did this ride, I think was, I want to say 2015. We may have done it in 2017. I can't really remember. But usually you see some buffalo down here and other wildlife. So far we've seen a bunch of prairie dogs and that's it. So still hoping to see some buffalo, but hadn't seen them yet. Either way, still a very scenic ride coming down through here. It's you know, a lot of different elevation, but mostly open grassland, I guess you'd call it. And hopefully we'll see some buffalo here in a bit, but so far we hadn't seen anything, so we'll check back if we see anything interesting. All right, well, we have found the herd up here, so we'll check this out. I don't know if we're stopping or not, but I definitely wanted to get the camera rolling for the GoPro. Maybe that's why we just passed that cattle guard. I wonder if buffalo don't go across cattle guards too. All right, here we go. Looks like we can go now. There they are. Awesome. All right, well, that was worth the price of admission. $10 a person. So 20 bucks for me and Des. Got us into, was it Sullivan Lake or whatever, where we got to ride Needles Highway, and then the same pass gets you into Custer. So mission accomplished. We saw buffalo. Plus it's a damn good ride too, man. All right, we are on 16A, which I believe is Iron Mountain Road. Just turned on that coming out of the Custer State Park Wildlife Loop. So got the GoPro rolling. I think this is where the corkscrews and the tunnels are. I can't remember how far up they are, but should be fun to capture on film anyway. Scoville Johnson Tunnel. And there's Mount Rushmore. There it is. Awesome. CG Gideon Tunnel. And the corkscrew right after it. Nice. Duane Robinson, interesting name. And there's Rushmore. Thank you. There it is. Corkscrew number 3. Oh man, decreasing radius there. There it is. That's a good shot right there. Awesome. And there's Washington. Yep. Profile view. That's pretty awesome too. All right. Later, George. Well, as you can see, it's fucking raining. It just started. We went to Sturgis to get something to eat and grab another bottle of liquor, and then while we were eating, looked at the radar and said, holy shit, the storm is here. So we're headed back to Mario and Donna's, and unfortunately we're getting wet at the moment. So, but on a good note, we're only a little over half a mile away, so we'll see how this works out. But it definitely sucks right now. But you can't really come up here without getting rained on, so we're almost there. And we just got a text from Donna. Probably telling us, hey, it's fixing to get bad. So anyway, just wanted to share this good wet experience with everybody. So me and Dez are taking it easy today. We just went to downtown Sturgis, checking out everything. Bought a few patches. I think Dez got a headband or something like that. But we are headed out towards Full Throttle. I think we're going to go there for lunch. So just recording a little bit. We're coming up on the Buffalo Chip now. You might be able to see the sign in the distance. I can see it. Not sure if the GoPro is picking it up really good, but I think we turn, I can't remember if we go past or it's right at the Buffalo Chip. We turn to go down towards Bear Butte, and the Full Throttle's on that road. Now, it used to be here on the main street, but burned down several years ago. I can't remember exactly what year. It was after 2017 when we were here, I think. Or maybe it was 2015. I can't remember. Yeah, rolling up on Full Throttle. I don't think I've been here since they moved it out here. I think last time I was in Sturgis, well, I was here in 2022, but I didn't come out here. I didn't really do anything other than downtown Sturgis because that was part of another trip. But yeah, this is the first time I've been out here since they rebuilt it here. Can't remember what year it is. Some year after 2015 or 2016. Excuse me, 2017. I can't remember when the old one burned. But we figured we'd grab lunch and get something to eat, so something to drink rather. See if we can find somewhere to park here. See if we can get a little closer. Man, it's slammed, isn't it? there's plenty of places to park. There's some nice contraptions here. Sturgis 2024, day 7, Thursday. We went and ate breakfast at the Lutheran Church again this morning, and now me, Donna in the lead here, me and Dez, and then Tom and Donna number 2 behind us on the Gold Wing. We're doing the canyon run today, so we are currently going down Van Knocker Canyon Road. Obviously a lot more traffic today, so it's kind of slower. And then I think we're doing Box Canyon and Spearfish Canyon, so we're going to make a big loop out of that today. And then tonight, if the weather holds, Kid Rock's playing at the Buffalo Chip. Dez wants to see Kid Rock. I've seen him a couple of times. It's always a good show, so we're going to do that if it's not raining tonight. So that's kind of our plan. Mario and Arlie didn't go with us today because they're on the way to the Harley place. I think I mentioned yesterday we did some troubleshooting on Arlie's trike and it had a bad switch, so it's something that couldn't be fixed because it's a circuit board. So he ordered one and had it shipped overnight. It's supposed to be at the Harley dealer at noon today, so hopefully we can get that taken care of. But they hung back so they could go get the part, put it on, and hopefully have Arlie back on the road. So that's what we're doing today. Going to be a fun day, and I think I already got some footage of Van Knocker Canyon a few days ago when we rode down here to Crazy Horse. So probably going to sign out now, but then get back on through Box Canyon and Spearfish Canyon and see what else interesting happens today. So, well, we just turned on Spearfish Canyon Road. So this is 14A, and let's see, we came up from Lead and then turned right onto the Spearfish Canyon Road. So it's been pretty cold today. Got the heated grips on. I didn't bring my leather gloves. I brought these Alpine Star that they're leather pads, but they're kind of textile on the outside. Not really mesh, but they don't block the air, so hands are pretty cold. Got my air stitch jacket on, my Darien jacket. Dez has her full leathers on. So if that tells you anything, it was about 58 degrees this morning. I don't think the needles move very much. I think the high today is going to be 64, 65. And plus it's overcast, so there's no sunlight to warm us up either, no bright sunlight. But the riding's been great. It's been congested a little bit, but not too bad. Again, I just really think the numbers are down for this year's rally. I'm guessing between 300,000 and 400,000 probably. When we left Sturgis, I just had on a long sleeve shirt. I didn't have on my jacket. Rode that way all the way till we stopped at the leather place. I forget the name of it. Trevino's Leather, I think, is really cool. They had a bunch of furs and leathers and all kind of stuff in there. But I put my jacket on before we even walked inside so I could try to get my core temperature back up. That's a pretty cool ride this morning. And not cool like fun, but cool like temperature. So we still got the same formation going. That's Donna in front of us on her Street Glide, and then Tom and Donna number 2 are behind us on their Gold Wing. And it's almost 12 o'clock. It's 11:58 right now, so hopefully Arlie and Mario have had some luck with the part getting delivered to the Harley place today for Arlie's trike. We'll see when we get back. All right. Looks like we are going to stop for an adult beverage. Oh, Indian's got the demo rides going on here too. It's kind of cool. place is. Oh, thanks. Definitely a little crowded here. Pop off. Sturgis 2024, day 8, and we are en route to the Badlands. It's about 11:22 on Friday. I got Donna in the lead, then Mario, then Arlie, then me and Dez, and then Tom and Donna number 2 were in the back. You can see Arlie still on the freewheeler. Amber is the name of his bike. Got the switch yesterday, got that fixed, so he's back on the road. Did not work a trade up here on trade-in, so he's still rolling on Amber today. I think he's headed back to Texas tomorrow too, just like we are. So this is our last day, and we decided to go for a longer ride out to the Badlands and back, so we'll probably get a couple hundred miles in today. We took 90 down to Rapid City, and then we got on 44, and we're headed east towards the Badlands. So we'll come in on the bottom of the drive-through part of the park, and then probably come back out, and I don't know, we may take 90 all the way back. I'm not sure. We'll probably just see what time it is, but if I had to guess, we're probably about 40 or 50 miles from the park. Maybe we're cruising down 44, and seen a few bikes, but not a whole bunch of traffic. There were several on I-90, but you know, by this time, the last weekend of the rally, a lot of the folks are on the way home anyway. They've already packed up, so we'll see how crowded it is when we get to Badlands, but I don't expect it to be overcrowded, I guess is what I'm saying. So anyway, that's where we're doing today, and we will check back in when we get to the park. All right, we are coming up on the entrance to Badlands National Park. We just stopped and grabbed a bite at the Wagon Wheel Bar and Grill in Interior, South Dakota. There's a sign. So now we got to get through the guard shack up here and pay our fees. Luckily, we got we buy an annual national parks pass every year. It's $80. So essentially, if you got 2 people going to 2 parks, it pretty much pays for itself. Speed limit 25. Yeah, there's the visitor center over there. Been there before. It's pretty cool. I got some nice books and magnets, stickers, the usual stuff. Now's when it gets cool. Really know the history of this state park, how it got the name and all that. I would assume back in the day people crossing the area started calling it the Badlands for one reason or another. Definitely got some major, I guess, erosion, for lack of a better term. I'm assuming this would be like the stuff we saw in Moab, that you can see the different colors in the formations where maybe water used to cover this area, and when it came in and out over the centuries, it just washed away the land and left some of it for some reason. Definitely kind of surreal riding through here though. Alright, I guess we're going to stop here and look for a minute. back out there. Okay, cool. Viewpoint, man, that's pretty nice. We're getting close to the northern exit of Badlands. Probably a few more miles, but kind of look back to the south and see everything now. Oh, this is the exit. Okay, I thought it was a little further up. I guess this is the just the entrance shack, or where you pay the entrance fee. But looking at the border, it's still a mile or so back, which makes sense. Guess we'll see the sign here in a minute. That was definitely worth the ride down here to see. It's always pretty awesome. And again, I think the last time we were here was either 2015 or 2017. I can't remember. Now we're 8 miles away from Wall, and we are already pointed some. Oh, deer, antelope right there. Badlands Harley. There's some parking down here. Oh, nice. Back to Sturgis from doing the Badlands run. It was awesome. We just stopped and got gas, so we'll be topped off and ready in the morning. But yeah, day 8 was outstanding. Last real day in Sturgis. Tomorrow we'll transition back to commuter mode to get back to Texas. But anyway, it was great as usual. Badlands were fun. Enjoyed seeing all that, and I guess all that's left to do now is pack up, get the bike loaded, and then head out as early as we can in the morning, see how far we get. And we're going to try to make it back to Texas in 2 days. But I've also got Monday off, so if we get tired, we'll bleed over into Monday. We're just going to ride as far as we can and grab a hotel, and hopefully doing that tomorrow will get us halfway there and we can finish up on Sunday. But if not, like I said, Monday it is. So anyway, yeah, that's it. We'll be back on the road in the morning. Well, Sturgis day 9. We are officially leaving Mario and Donna's and headed back to Texas. So it's 5:55 in the a.m. Just left their house, and we're gonna hop on I-90 over to Rapid City, get some breakfast at IHOP, and then continue east. Did I say east? Yeah, I-90 east. And then we're going to continue east over to Coda or however it's pronounced, and then turn south there. I forget the name of the highway, but I'll be looking that up when we get to IHOP in Rapid. So it's been an awesome time. Went by super fast, but what vacation doesn't? And so now we just got to make some time. We're going to try to get on down the road today, see how far we get, and then when we get tired, we'll find somewhere to sleep tonight. I'm going to try to do this in 2 days, but honestly it may take 3. We're just going to see what our pain level is and go from there. So probably won't be too much to see today or the rest of the trip for that matter, but obviously we'll cut the camera back on if we see anything interesting and capture it. But yeah, so for now, a couple of days of riding ahead, possibly 2.5, and we'll get back to Texas and get back to the real world. Alright, well, we just crossed the Nebraska state line, stopped for a picture, so there it is, entering Nebraska. I don't see any corn yet, but I'm sure we will at some point. It is 11:31. We left Mario and Donna's at 6 a.m., but we did stop in Rapid City for IHOP, and that burned about 30 minutes. So I guess in 5 hours we made it all the way to Nebraska. 4 hours, is that right? I forget. No, we lost an hour because we changed back into Central Time. So anyway, all good so far. Still kind of cool this morning. We still got our Des has her leathers on. I got my Air Stitch Darien on. But we have been making good progress, so happy with that. Hopefully going to stay dry. I looked at the radar this morning, there was a lot of rain in the Texas Panhandle, but we're not going that far south today anyway. We're going to try to make it to Waukegan, Kansas, and then if we feel like it, we're going to go into Dodge City, which is another 90 miles. I think that's what Arlie was planning to do today too. We had originally planned to go a different route, but looking at the GPS and Google Maps, it told us this way was the fastest way home, so that's what we're doing. So yeah, that's it so far. Entering Nebraska, one state down, several more to go. So we are rolling out of Valentine, Nebraska. We just had our first gas stop in Nebraska in the little city of Valentine, and look who's in my rear view mirror. There's Mr. Arlie riding Amber right there. We ran into him at the gas stop. So he left Mario and Donna's about an hour after we did, but since we stopped at IHOP for breakfast, I guess that gave him time to catch up with us. So that was kind of cool. But yeah, so now we got Arlie in tow, so we're, you know, going in tandem down through Nebraska. At some point, I'm not sure where, maybe Wichita Falls, but at some point we will be splitting off because Arlie lives on the far east side of DFW and we're on the southwest side. So at some point we'll have to start angling over, and I think that's around Wichita Falls or something like that. But yeah, either way, man, that's cool. He's going to Dodge City tonight too, so we'll probably just be in tandem the whole way down there and then figure out where we're staying. I say Dodge City, he's kind of like us, just figuring out going until we get tired and then staying somewhere, and I think Arlie's got the same plan. But Dodge is, I think we got another 400 miles or so to go, something like that. I'd have to look at the GPS. Well, yeah, actually I'm looking at it now, 403 on the Google Maps here on CarPlay. So arrival time estimated 6:30, probably closer to 7 o'clock with all the gas stops. And plus, if you look ahead, there's some clouds in the area now, so hopefully we don't get wet. But anyway, yeah, just a cool update. Ended up riding with Arlie one more time on the way home. Okay, so this is what Nebraska is supposed to look like. I'm surrounded by corn on both sides of the road. Got a irrigation system over here on the left side. So yeah, this looks like the real Nebraska here. Irrigation on the right side too, so pretty neat. Got a little, I guess, a silo or some kind of grain silo up here too. But we're about 30 miles, actually about 25 miles north of North Platte, Nebraska. So we're probably going to stop in there and do some lunch. I think we talked Harley into stopping with us too. He typically doesn't do lunch when he's on the road. He's kind of a breakfast and supper guy. But I think he's going to stop with us as well. We're about ready to stop and warm up anyway. It's been overcast the majority of the day, and as you can see, the rain clouds are back, but hopefully they won't release anything on us. So far we've stayed dry. I've got my Gore-Tex on anyway because I was cold, but yeah, we'll just see what happens throughout the day. I think we'll check the radar and see what lies ahead when we stop for lunch. And look at, oh, bird trying to dive on me. See what happens with lunch and what it's going to look like after that. But anyway, just thought I'd do a short clip of big ag country here in northern Nebraska. Well, we just crossed over the Kansas border into Kansas from Nebraska. I forgot to roll the GoPro while we did that. I think Des got a video of it. But yeah, pretty much more of the same. Got through Nebraska fairly quick. Trying to get to Dodge City tonight. We have, let's see, hang on, I believe a little over 200. Okay, actually a little less. We're at 176 now to go, showing arrival time of 7:30. So I think that's going to be it for us today. When we stopped at our last gas stop, Arlie talked to his wife, Deborah, and she was working on getting some rooms booked for us at a hotel down there. So I think we're going to stay there tonight and then get up and finish the ride tomorrow. So far we've stayed dry, hoping it stays that way. The clouds have been threatening pretty much ever since we turned off I-90 in Sturgis, in South Dakota. The whole day it's been threatening rain. It's been overcast and cold, so I'm sure we'll get some of that Texas heat tomorrow, but after a cold ride today all day, I'm kind of looking forward to it, honestly. It's not bad with the gear on, but it's still not quite as warm as I'd like it. I don't really like cold weather, but just part of riding a bike, so all good. But yeah, more corn, more center pivot irrigation, and we've already passed a giant feed lot closer to the state line back up the road. This is, what is this? Oberlin, Kansas that we're rolling into now, so let me slow down before I get a performance award going through here. But yeah, so far so good, nice and straight. Not really putting any wear on the outside radius of the tires coming through these two states because it's all been pretty much a straight shot, but all good so far. So we are 27 miles, about 30 minutes from Dodge City, Kansas. Don't know if you can tell from the GoPro view, but it looks like a fucking Spinal Tap concert out here. It is foggy. You can probably see the condensation on the windshield. It's not raining, but it's definitely foggy. If you look over here, you can see the wind turbines. You can see the base, and now that we're getting close, you can see the turbines spinning, or the blades, the prop spinning. But it is definitely like pea soup out here. It's not that bad on the road, but like when you look across all these fields, like above the fields, the fog is really setting in. I'm just very thankful it's not raining yet, because it's cold. It's probably in the 60s. I'm not sure what I haven't looked at the temperature because my phone's in the glove compartment here with the CarPlay hooked up. But it is definitely foggy and it's cold, and we're just hoping it doesn't rain in the next 30 minutes so we can get to the Dodge House Hotel and Convention Center and get checked in. So we're booked there, looking forward to it. I just want a hot shower and a comfy bed and we'll be good for tonight. But just thought it would be cool to show this fog we got out here. Again, it's everywhere, but it's like, it seems to be worse over the fields and stuff. It's just, I said pea soup, that may not be the right term. It's not that thick, but it's certainly not thin either. It's interesting. 7:40 p.m. and we are here at the Dodge House Convention Center and Hotel. Finally. Alright, Sturgis 2024, day 10. It is 10:24 in the morning and we just had breakfast at Denny's in some town in Oklahoma. We're crossing 40 East right now. We're on Highway 283 South. about 267 miles from home. So it shows our arrival time at 2:50, but by the time we stop for gas and do a few other things, it'll probably be a little after 3. So gonna get a little bit of the afternoon heat, but so far we are still, Dez is in chaps and leather. I'm in my Darien rain, or Air Stitch Darien. It's about 80 degrees right now, so it's still kind of cool, but I think we'll be shedding all these clothes at the next gas stop. So far so good. We got up, left Dodge City at 4 o'clock, got up at 4:30 and left at 5 o'clock this morning. And my tire was a little low. I guess the temperature changed, plus sitting overnight, plus it's got the plug in it from when we had the screw up at Sturgis. So it was down to 31 pounds, so I aired it up, but it's holding air, so we're in good shape. No rain. I think Arlie may be getting wet because the rain was to the east of here, and he was taking another eastern path. We split up when we left Dodge City this morning. We actually left before he did, but he's got to go to the east side of DFW, and we're going to the southwest side, so it was a good place to kind of Y off in different directions. But we managed to stay dry and out of the rain. The only thing was massive thick fog going through Kansas and all of the Oklahoma panhandle, or most of the Oklahoma panhandle. We're kind of going down the highway we're on is kind of tracing the west, I guess the western border of Oklahoma, so we're kind of adjacent to the Texas panhandle on 283. But anyway, yeah, it's been all good so far. Looking forward to getting home. Again, we got a little later start than we wanted to, but we're kind of hoping the rain would get out here, which it looks like it did. So hopefully Arlie stays dry too. It looks like it's all east of him now, but I thought he might have caught some of it this morning. But yeah, so hopefully if all goes to plan, we'll be home around 3 o'clock, 3:30 this afternoon, have a little time to decompress, and then, back to the real world tomorrow. I took the GoPro off when we left Dodge City because I thought we might get rained on, and the GoPros are waterproof, but when you have it in this media mod case with the mic hooked up, some of the connectors are exposed, so I didn't want to take a chance on it getting wet. And even though we missed the rain, all the condensation from the fog got the bike completely filthy, and I'm sure the GoPro would have got a little condensation on it too, so better safe than sorry. But just wanted to check back in and give an update on where we are and what's going on. And we should be in Texas here soon, but then we still have a couple hundred miles to go. We're at 264 right now. Probably be around 200 when we cross the border, I would guess, or something close to that. So anyway, that's it for now, and we will check in later. All right, we are crossing back into Texas from Oklahoma. Here comes the state line sign. It is 11:45, and we're back in Texas. Alright, so we left Dodge City at, actually by the time we got in the road, it's probably closer to 5:30 or so this morning. So it took us a few hours to get to Texas. We have 197 miles to go till home, so looks like we're all clear now as far as weather, and the rain and fog, all that's gone, and we're just in the, what was the Oklahoma heat is now the Texas heat. It's hot as hell, probably about 85, 87 right now, and going to warm up into the 90s if it's not already. And shortly after we left breakfast at Denny's, we had to pull over and take all the gear off because the sun came out, and we're definitely not in South Dakota anymore because it's like scorched earth down here, and it will be until about the end of October. So that's the latest. We're glad to be back in Texas, and approximately 200 miles to go, and we'll be home. ETA is showing 257 now, but we got a couple of gas stops left, so probably be closer to 330. We'll probably take a hydration break somewhere too. So that's where we are at, and we will check in here in a bit. All right, we are rolling back into Bluffdale, Texas. Sturgis 2024, day 10, and we are almost home, about a mile or so away. It is 4:37. We've done right at 455 miles today. Looks like the total mileage for our 10-day trip is going to be just a click over 3,230 miles. and it was an absolute blast. Kind of got overheated on the way home today, so we took a few hydro breaks. This Texas heat is rough, and it's especially rough after you've you know, been up north for a while. I mean, it still gets hot up there, but it's just, you don't get baked like you do when you're out in this stuff all day. We started about 5, probably got on the road around 5:30, 5:45 this morning, and with all the extra stops, it's 4:38 right now. So not too bad a time. Rather take the time to stop and get water and stay hydrated than get heat exhaustion. But yeah, the whole trip was great, man. It was definitely a soul cleanse like it always is. Great seeing Mario and Donna. They're always such gracious hosts. And met a lot of new people too. Saw some old faces that I had met, you know, back in 2017 when we were there. But then also met some new folks, Tom and Donna, on this trip. That was awesome. Really enjoyed riding with them, getting to know them. So hopefully we'll see them again in the future. And hopefully, you know, if any of our new friends are passing through Texas, they'll stop by and give us a shout. But yeah, it was absolutely great. I think at this point we're ready to just go inside, shower, lay under the air conditioner for a few hours and reboot, because it's definitely been a hot one today. But pretty happy with the way everything worked, man. This was the first big, you know, real overnight trip since I did the engine on the bike. So Project 124 performed flawlessly. There were no issues whatsoever, no hiccups. The only thing was, you know, having a flat tire or a low tire from the screw, which that's not the bike's fault, just something I picked up on the road. But I can honestly say it's you know, it's been a good trip. This thing is filthy, man. All that fog today was just enough to get the bike wet and have all the dirt stick to it. So I got to give it a deep clean here whenever I get rested up. I'm back to the corporate world tomorrow, or the real world, so it's going to be a dose of reality. Actually, I said tomorrow. I think I'm taking tomorrow off and just going back Monday. I'm going to stop here and let Des off. She doesn't like driving down our driveway. Got it, babe? All right. Which I don't blame her. Anybody that's watched any of my previous videos know we've got a driveway that looks like it was carpet bombed by something in Afghanistan. I'm just one winning lottery ticket away from having this all concrete. But for now, with all the washouts, it's just a piece of shit driveway. Got about a 12-degree grade with it too, which is no fun. All right, we're back at Frank's Holler. I don't see any windows knocked out, so that's a plus. Awesome. See if I can get turned around and parked here. All right. Woohoo! Back home. Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I enjoyed the trip. Always do. And look how nasty this bike is, man. Especially back here where all that fog and all the rain on the road kind of kicked up. But she didn't miss a beat, so I'm pretty happy with that. Whew. All right. Well, I guess we're signing off for this adventure. 10 days, Sturgis 2024. Trip complete. Again, absolute blast. Had more fun than a human should be allowed to have, and it was great. And unfortunately, it's over, but at the same time, it was awesome. So, I guess we're signing out for this video, and going to go sit under the air conditioner for a while. See ya.